Akai MPC Live 2, MPC 3, and right now we just about to make something turned up. I'm gonna go grab a random drum kit. I'm gonna set my BPM at 165. The beat you hear in the background is the beat we're about to make. We about to turn up one time, show y'all how to cook it up. I think I'm gonna go into my expansions. Headland flow. We're gonna go grab a random drum kit from out of there. Something that got a good 8/0, got a good kick and a good snare. That's what I look for when I'm looking for these kits. Today I'm gonna show you how to just turn it up a little bit, or how I do it. That's what I'm in the mood to do. Eagles won the Super Bowl, you know, big Philly right here, so a little turned up. So we're gonna get this done. Let's just start with some with a kick and a hi-hat and a snare. So right now I'm at 4 bars, 165. I'm gonna just lay my snare down. We're gonna get some hi-hats going. Notice I don't have the full level on. What's going on, guys? It's your brother O.T.G. The O.T.G is for overtime grind. Hardly seen, but I'm always around. And today I got my Akai MPC Live 2, MPC 3.14 standalone. And today I'm just going and cooking. We're going to grab some plugins. We're going to try to turn up one time, get something a little up-tempo. You know, we're going to start with Jura. Let's start with Jura. Let's go over and head over to synths. Try to find something that sounds good. You know, normally I show you guys we just start with a progression. But today I want to show you how you could just start with some a clap or a snare and an 808. I mean, and some hi-hats. The reason why I didn't lay my kick drum is because I'm going to use Sub Factory to put a sub in there. I want that to really come through and my kick to be in the background. So before I can actually go and do all of that, I got to go ahead and find which key and what's my loop going to be. But yeah, make sure you like, share, subscribe, comment. Make sure you hit that notification bell. Make sure you check out everything in the description. These drums that you hear, you could get at my expansions. You know, the progressions. You know, all kinds of drum kits. I keep everything super low price. It's a way that you could support the channel and we could grow together. There's some free drum kits over there. There's a bunch of stuff over there. Just check out the link, the Gumroad link. I appreciate everybody who buys, who's a part of this community that I'm building. Right now, because MPC 3 is big, I'm focusing heavy on the MPC for all my people who are into the Force and the other gear I got. It's coming. But right now, let's knock out a good 20 videos, 30 videos on the MPCs. Get everybody straight and taken care of with that. You know what I mean? Right now, I am going through my key and my chord set. Not my chord set. Just what key we're going to play it in, and if we're going to play a major or a minor. I went through the different scales, and I think major is going to be the one that I use. I'm looking for a sound that could fit good in the background, that gives it a good feel, that I feel like I could turn up. And it's important to find that because for me at least, it's hard for me to tune my instruments to my 808. It's easier for me to tune my 808 to my instruments. So if I play my 808s first, I might have a harder time trying to come up with something to play on top of it. But if I play my riff first and get that key right, it's pretty easy for me to come back and find the 808 that fits. That might work out for you, you know? So hopefully that tip works out. Make sure you stay locked into the end. You know, there's some things that I do. I'm definitely going to show you a trick with the strings in case you didn't know. When you're in this screen and you're selected, always use your shift cut as a way to get rid of it. So you could go select it, then hit shift, and then hit cut. That'll save you from having to try to double tap on the screen and make it big, or having to zoom in. Remember, you have your velocity from your pull-up screen. That's that little arrow right there in the bottom right corner. So that velocity's a little bit louder, but I'm gonna rock with it. You know, we just rocking and rolling. Let's go ahead and create another plugin. And you see I made a mistake. I didn't name that track. So I'm gonna end up having to go back and do that. Those are the small things that I always try to remember. But I'm moving fast right now, thinking about the 808. And remember, it's still playing to the key that we have set in notes mode. And sometimes you gotta find it, you know what I mean? Like, you gotta find it. Go over to our arrangement window. Sometimes I don't feel like trying to fix it, so I'll just go ahead and replay it. It's kind of up to you and the mood that you're in. I feel like I could play it. I went and double checked to make sure that I wasn't in a weird time, so a shortcut to check if you're in the 16th or 8th node or whatever your quantize is, you can see it at the top, or you can hit note repeat and you can kind of select through and select a quarter or an 8th or 16th or 32nd. So now that I know I'm at a 16th, it just means that I'm playing off. And that's more than likely because it's a faster BPM. And I didn't tap the BPM, I just came in and chose the BPM, which I normally don't do. But I had a guy ask me, how do you just come in and cook up if you're not good with tap tempo yet? So if you just go select one. So now that I have my 808, I'm gonna go ahead and lay my kick down. This came from the Headland Flow expansion in my 15 gigabyte expansion. Check out that stimmy pack. Check out the masterclass. So the masterclass has over 4 hours of videos from my YouTube channel, all created in this method. So you could go back and watch those. A lot of them are in 2.15. I've done some minor updates with the 3.0. But there's some things that I really want to do. Right now, I'm just building up the library, but I am going to do some screen by screen stuff and really build out the master classes. So you can check those out. 3 different tiers. The highest tier comes with some drums and some different stuff for you guys with the skinny MPCs. Any drum packs or anything you buy might come with lifetime updates. It'll be labeled. But yeah, you can get those from over there. And then the plugins, you know, you can get your plugins, whether they're on sale or however you go about them, but I recommend them. I have them all. I tell you all the time, tap in with your old plugins. So right now we're going to tap in with Solina. And remember, one of the things, if you guys just have recently tapped in, I always tell you, keep mental track of how many tracks you got. So we're at 10 minutes. Keep track of your time. We're 10 minutes in on this beat. We're on our 4th track, 3rd plugin. We have 1 drum track with 16 sounds that's in the memory. We have a Jura plugin that's playing the synth. We have the 808, which is playing from Subfactory. And we have Solina right now. We're on track 4. So you need to keep track of these things as you're building. This will help you as you start to maneuver through different screens. Because I'm always aware how many plugins I have and how many tracks I have, I never really run out of the track limit, and I'm always thinking about that when I'm going to the next sound. So right there, I don't know why that note didn't come on. Let's go check it out. It's probably a me issue. So I could see right there the note played. I played it a little bit off beat. We're gonna stretch this out to match. So I chose edit in, and I'm using my rotary knob to turn it out, and we're gonna match it to the other note. We're gonna select that note that's off screen and hit shift and cut. So now we cleaned up our arrangement. No surprises when we go to arrange. Remember, I didn't name that 2nd track, I told you. See? So now I'm going to check out the arrangement and check out how it sounds. I want to know if I'm going in the right direction. So now I also had to come back and name this track. Remember, that's why I tell you, let's do it first so you never got to move backwards. And I also want to show you that, doesn't matter how good you are on the MPC, you could still make those mistakes. It's not the end of the world. That's why we practice. So right now I'm gonna load up Studio Strings. This is our 4th plugin. 4 plugins, massive drum kit, no issues, no skipping, 165 BPM, 8-bar loop. So the fast section is really dope, but if you go down, you could change the type, but you can also click that first box on the right and change players. And so now I have the violin, I have the viola, you had the cello, you could go down and change the style, which I'm going to do. I'm going to change it to like a pizzicato sound. And so make sure you take your time and play around with some of these plugins, because a lot of people don't know that you could change the players, that having something like Studio Strings gives you access to all of the string sets alone and full. So now I'm going to go over and I'm going to change this to Pizzicato 1, and going to find the volume. There it is. Select it so I could turn it up with my rotary knob, my dial, and now we can play the Piz. I'm going to add those Piz in as a background pluck. I still want something that stands out, but I want something that's moving in the background. So when I cut the major sound out, we still have this movement. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, comment. We're about 14 minutes in. We're doing great. Salute to everybody in the chat. Thank you for watching. Everybody who comes down in the comments. I appreciate every one of you guys. Everybody who leaves a thumbs up, just help the video get out to more people. You know, we just like to make music, man. Push the limits, see what we can make. Alright, so now I got Fabric XL. Again, like I've been saying the last couple days, MPCs are more than capable. 5 plugins, plugin limit of 6. 5 plugins loaded up, 1 drum kit, and we have no issues. Beat sounds full. We have a lot of space where we can go in and start to add effects. We haven't even started automating it, and we're still on 1 track. So right now, we have endless possibilities to grow this out into a full arrangement. You know, one of the major things that people have issues with on the MPC is they are moving without direction or intent. So they load up a bunch of sounds they don't need. They trying to keep little riffs and little wild things that they don't need. They are trying to add parts that's for the end of the beat or effects and different things at the wrong time. Like, get your workflow together, bro. Get your workflow together, because you get that workflow together, your MPC is going to work a lot better. You guys see, I clean my MPC, come right back in, a day later it's dirty. I use it, I take it everywhere, I beat them up, I use them for hours and hours, I leave them on for days at a time, and I never have half of the issues that you guys have. I want that sound to really come in. That's going to be the difference maker. That's going to be our last sound right there. This is one of the new things on MPC3, where you're able to see your arrangement right from the beginning, right from the main screen. One thing I'll say is, if the places you frequent and the things that you watch are always telling you that people are having issues, maybe you need to watch different things. Like, I used to share all my videos and share a lot of things over to Facebook and different places, but I realized in certain environments, people are okay with just complaining. They are looking for a reason to be unhappy, to expose something or talk negative. And that's fine if they want to produce ill feelings or a weird environment, or that's what they're on. But O.T.G. right now, we're doubling out. You guys know, but if you don't know, I just doubled out my sequence to 64 bars. I'm going to automate the mutes and utilize that as a way to arrange my beat. But as I was saying, in this space, I prefer just to make music. You know, quick story. When I had the opportunity to make this theme song, I made a theme song for a TV show called Tiny Toya 2. It was super successful on BET. I did the theme music and most of the music for that season. And when I got the call to try to work on the theme song, they told me to make as many beats as possible. So I made 15 beats. Sent all 15 beats. They called the next morning. They didn't like all 15 of the beats. I had about 3 other beats that I didn't send. The legend who I was working with at the time said, send me the beats that you don't like. So I sent 2 of the 3 beats that I still had hanging back. Didn't like any of those. She said, I know you have something that you don't like, that you think is crazy. Just send it through. It's like 9:30 Central Time. They're out on the West Coast, so it's super early. I'm trying to their time. they're getting prepared for a meeting at like 8 o'clock. So I send this last beat in that I was just working on at like 5 in the morning. I don't hear anything back. I spend my whole day just walking around sad, feeling like I messed up. And then I get a call that that's the beat that they chose. I would soon learn from then, after that beat changing my life and me moving from the Midwest and working with artists and doing management and working at record labels and all the things that I've done, that's the way that it tends to go for artists. They always like the beats that you don't like, the beats that you set down and make with intent. Sometimes people like them, sometimes they don't. But you can hear that with Kendrick Lamar and DJ Mustard saying that he didn't think those beats would be the beats that he would choose. I've heard that from 40 and Drake. I've heard that from Boy Wonder. I've heard that from all types of producers. So why does that matter, O.T.G? Why are you wasting our time while you're doing the pad mutes and automating those pad mutes? Why are you wasting our time telling us about you and these other producers? How does that apply to me? Well, it's beats like this one. I didn't sit down to make this specific beat. But by the time I finished this beat and I made this beat, somebody wanted this beat, and this beat was already gone before it was finished. And I'm saying that to say to you, sit down and create. Allow yourself to create things outside of the box. Try different BPMs. Try some of these methods that I'm showing you. Stop putting limitations on yourself saying I'm only going to create boom bap sample beats or down south trap beats or this kind of that beats. And sit down and just follow your creativity. Because everything, essentially every beat is whack until somebody raps on it. We would have never heard half of those beats that you love if nobody ever rapped on it. And at one point in time, a producer was just like you. He sat down, he created it, he made it, and it sat until somebody heard it and it sparked an idea that created a song. And your brain isn't their brain, and your creation might not spark the creativity it sparks in somebody else. So why does that matter? Because you should just make the music. Trust yourself and make as much music as possible. Right now, I'm going through and I'm touching the knobs, doing some small adjustments. I fixed the pitch on that hi-hat. I turned down the volume. We did that from the track edit screen. We're going to go through, touch our faders. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, comment. And even though I have the new Native Instruments plugins, we have all this new stuff. You see what we utilize today. We just grabbed the drum kit. You could get that from the Stemmy pack, or you could buy the expansions direct, or you could get them with the extended version of the MPC Masterclass. We grabbed the drum kit, we grabbed a couple plugins, and we got busy. I think the next videos I might show you some sampling. We might make a couple of key groups. We might do some things. But this one right here, this beat right here, 24 minutes. We got another one, man. We just be running through these sessions. I heard these other guys make beats, but I don't ever hear they beats. Y'all see me make my beats, and we could go even further. Hopefully, I'll hear your beats. Follow me on all social media, and guess what? Eagles won, and we got another one. O.T.G.